Malawi and Armenia were held 20th January 2012 as dear and celebrated fondly as the day diplomatic relations were forged between the two landlocked countries at a signing ceremony that took place at the Permanent Mission of Armenia to the United Nations in New York. Malawi's permanent representative to the United Nations, Ambassador Brian Bowler, signed the diplomatic papers on behalf of the Malawi Government.
Congratulations, Excellency.
While as his counterpart, Mr. Garen Nazarian, signed on behalf of the Armenian Government. Both envoys expressed their joy at the new cordial relations, citing that there is mutual benefit for either side. On his part, Armenia is fondly looking to opening its doors to Malawi tour operators to visit the Asian country, boasting of century-old monasteries and other touristic results, while Malawi is keenly looking forward to explore opportunities that exist of its tobacco and other agricultural products. Armenia is a large tobacco and grain importer. Armenia also has a well-established mining industry, and the Malawi envoy expressed his desire for Malawi to gain technological expertise from Armenia. According to a communique released after the ceremony, the two countries have agreed to promote their bilateral cooperation through their diplomatic missions at the United Nations and other convenient diplomatic channels. What other things are there that perhaps Malawi could learn from you? I know you talked about agriculture, and tobacco specifically. Malawi exports tobacco. Is there any advantage in Malawi becoming friends with Armenia?
Well, of course, advantage is always there. The establishment of diplomatic relations will give us a chance to look into the issues of our bilateral and multilateral settings at the United Nations and to see what are the potential areas where two countries can cooperate in a more effective manner. And I think also two countries are being the landlocked is another important aspect that we have to look into the matter to facilitate trade and communication issues related to our part of the world.
The two countries are convinced that the establishment of diplomatic relations corresponds with the national interests of both countries and will further strengthen international peace and security. Armenia became independent from the Soviet Union in 1991. Diplomatic relations like these are very important to nations as they promote international cooperation and partnership in areas of common interest in world organizations such as the United Nations. Malawi has in the past 6 months established formal diplomatic relations with other countries such as Cambodia, Estonia, Slovakia, Montenegro, South Sudan, Mongolia, Georgia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Malta and Fiji.
Well, this diplomatic relationship for today is a very important step in the progress of trying to secure as many friends for Malawi. The art of diplomacy is for a country to have many friends throughout the world. That way it has a good relationship with everybody and it can help each other in times of need and also in times of support in other ways. For example, at the United Nations, it is important for a country to have many formal relationships with other countries because when it comes to time to voting, these things do matter and they do help each other. But also Armenia, geographically where it is in that part of the world, we already have strong relationships with other countries there like Georgia, Azerbaijan and Turkey. You know, we are well entrenched in that part of the world. So Azerbaijan has been part of our diplomatic relationship, Georgia has been part of our diplomatic relationship, and so has Turkey. So it's naturally that Armenia will also follow suit to join this family. And Malawi is very privileged and proud to have this formal relationship concluded today in a signing ceremony.
Malawi did many progress in the agricultural sector and Armenia is supported by FAO and both countries are landlocked. Which kind of a collaboration you see on it?
Well, FAO has a presence in Armenia, and yet Malawi has been doing very well on its agricultural policies. As you know, Mary, we have become food sufficient, where we can now not only feed ourselves as a country, but we can also export food to the region. So we hope that the relationship we'll strike with Armenia will allow us to share best practices and technology to assist each other in increasing food production, which is the main form of security. Without food security, there's no economic security.
Malawi is not only tobacco and agriculture, but is also minerals like Armenia. What you can say about it? Which kind of collaboration you see?
Yeah, the fact that, Mary, you've mentioned tobacco, that also just reminds me that Armenia is one of the commodities Armenia imports a lot into their economy is tobacco. And as you know, my country, Malawi, is one of the world's largest producers of tobacco in burley, particular tobacco called burley tobacco. So we produce lots. So with looking for new markets for our export of our commodity, Armenia would be a natural destination to export our tobacco. But on the mineral front, Malawi is also either the fourth or the fifth largest producer of uranium, a very important commodity which has been mined by an Australian company. But we have other resources in our country, and Armenia has been long established in mining, in the mining industry. So we hope we can learn on how to commercialize our industry. Armenia will be willing to support us in this area. So we're looking forward to a good relationship. But also of late, there's been a British company that's been prospecting for oil in Malawi. So I hope good news in the near future that Malawi will also have oil. So on the horizon, things are looking bright. 2012 is looking very good. And may I take this opportunity to wish your viewers a very prosperous and happy new year, and hope that their dreams do come true with humility. And indeed, so far so good for Malawi. 2012 has started very well, and we're looking forward for better days.